I said I'd pop on, folks, and have a chat with you tonight. It's been a while since I've done a live, so I said I'd come on, have a chat, get the questions in. I do apologise if the camera is to the, a bit tilted, but it is what it is. Hope you're all doing well. Keith here from Commander Hoop Celtic, and if this is your first time joining the live stream, if you can like and subscribe, would be really appreciated as well. Get the questions in. Let's talk about this second half of the season. We still have three cups to contest for, and hopefully a treble. Hopefully a treble. I know there's a lot of footballs we played. We still have 14 league games in there. We still have two derbies in there. Well, three derbies because obviously we have the League Cup final to contest on the 26th of February, which we're all excited about. We're all buzzing for it. So yeah, I said I pop on. Don't mind the Celtic house coat, Might as well chill out, do the Monday chills, have a chat, which is all. Do tell me where you are watching from and get the comments in. What a game, what a result yesterday against St. Johnston, the Aaron Moy show. Jota was unbelievable as well. Jota with the assists. Unfortunate not to score, hitting the crossbar as well. It was a good performance. I do apologise to me regular subscribers. I haven't been really posting much recently. New job, busy times. So let's kick it off. Let's see what he's all saying, what you think so far. Hell, Northampton Tim. I hope you're doing well. Hell to yourself. Aaron Moy, I want to rate you out of 10 so far as a Celtic player. What do you think out of 10 of Aaron Moy? Since the World Cup, what has he brought to the team? Goals, assists, comfortable on the ball. Him and Rio Atate. No, you've coursed it. What do you mean I've coursed it? I haven't coursed it. Definitely not coursed it. It's up to the team to get the results. It's not up to us as the fans. Yeah, we could cheer them on. I was at the game last week against Livy. I was at the game a couple of weeks ago against St. Mirren. I'm hopefully going to be at the Hearts game, the midweek Hearts game as well. So not doing too bad. 3 games this season so far. So for a sofa Celtic fan, I'm not doing too bad, folks. Not doing too bad at all. So all the haters out there, enjoy watching me going to the games. Feeling part of the family now for a change. No, I think if we go out the weekend to beat St Mirren at Celtic Park, obviously we get to the last couple of rounds of the cups. I think it's obviously going to be the last 8 of the cups if we do get there, quarter final of the Scottish Cup, and then Hampden on the horizon as well. So fingers crossed we can do it. But we have obviously 3 big games in this month coming up. We have Saint Mirren at home, then Aberdeen the following week in the league, which they're obviously going to be buzzing to try get a result against us because at the moment they have no manager. Obviously Barry Robson, the former Celtic boy, is in charge there, and they got a good win over Motherwell the weekend. So it's not going to be easy playing Aberdeen, even though it's at Paradise. And then we have the Rangers, the very end of the month at Hampden in the cup final. It's on the Sunday, 3 o'clock kickoff. We're all buzzing for that via play cup final. We were all thinking it, but you don't have to mention it. Well, as I said, we just gotta take every game as it comes. I'm quite confident we can do it. If we don't do, we don't do. At least we have a good crack at it. That's all I can say. I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm just with the squad we have, we're the best team in Scotland at the moment. We're 9 points clear. We're in a cup final, and we're still in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. So all the cards are open on the table. Why not? So get the questions in. Get the questions in. I can jib jab and talk shy for the next hour. All I see is our questions. That's more important. That's the reason why I popped on tonight to engage with you and see what you are thinking about in general about the transfer window. Have we got on in the transfer window? The 4 transfer windows and just after having Ideguchi's on the verge of leaving Celtic. He's gone back to Japan. There's a team in the J League that are potentially looking to take him on loan with the option to buy. So I'm not even going to say what the name of the team is because I can't even pronounce it. To be brutally honest with you, some of the names are shocking. But yeah, Ideguchi looks like he's on his way out. And it's about time because unfortunately he didn't get his chances at Celtic. And you look at the pecking order that's ahead of him. You got Aaron Moy that's on flying form. Callum's not going to be replaced in that midfield. Awata's after coming in. You know, James McCarthy still gets the heads up ahead of him as well. Rio Atate in there, David Turnbull, Matt O'Reilly. There's no show for Ideguchi. There's no show. Abligard has had to go and left the league in the club. His loan move was terminated, as we all know, last week. So there's still up in the air about Yakimakis. There's reports that the 4.3 million deal is done. He's gone to Atlante. He's in Mexico. The deal was being finalised. But this report was dropped 2 days ago by Fabrizio Romero, and there hasn't been any activity since. So the way Andrew spoke about him, I don't think he has a future at Celtic. I think he's gone. He's gone, and I wish him the very best. I know a lot of people have that, bitterness, like, oh well, go to your shitty league, go to this. He helped us win a league last season, folks. Don't be thinking too much to the current. Think about the present or the past as well. He helped us. He helped us win a league when Kyogo was injured. Came in as a job. He was a striker. Scored some crucial goals. People forget about stuff like that. Yes, 100%. 100%. We will do it, John. We will. We just have to say it's only a matter of time. Gucci. I know it's sad though, and it really is, because you look at it in this perspective. Ideguchi's only played 6 games for Celtic, 6 games for Celtic, and it has not worked out for him. Obviously he got the injury, his debut against Alloa in the Scottish Cup in that pitch. Obviously when we had 2 injured players that day, Callum obviously got the facial injury, then he came back with the cowl mask. But Ideguchi, just go back to Japan. With regards to the rest of the Japanese contingency, it's worked out well so far. We've seen little spells of Iwata, 2 or 3 games. Kawabashi looked quite solid in the few games he played. Rio Atate on his debut was remarkable, against Hibs. Daizen Maeda scored his debut. Maeda's been a beast. I said it. I always back Maeda. I think Maeda is a really good player. I think a lot of people give Maeda a hard time. Even at the start of the season when he was missing them sitters in the Champions League and stuff like that, people are really getting on his back. But Maeda, he's had to come back from the World Cup and he's really pulled his socks up and he's doing really good. And it's good to see him doing well. And most of all, the Kyogo, 22 goals so far in all competitions this season. He's flying. He's absolutely flying. And it's great to see. Absolutely unbelievable to see. Kyogo has been a really crucial player. Like most of the players that Andrew's brought in, you're not always going to get the transfer window right. You're not always going to get perfection in the window. You got to take a gamble, take a chance. And most of the players that he's brought in has worked out. And that's what I was saying on the YouTube shorts. Who has been the best signing under Ange? Has it been Kyogo? Has it been Jota? Has it been Carter Vickers? I know a lot of people are going to say that's watching this podcast, but it doesn't really matter, Keith. They're all playing good. We're a team, we're a collective, but there has to be one particular player that sticks out to you to say, well, that was Ange's best signing. To me, I think Carter Vickers has been the best signing on the Ange. And I know people might love the show box entertainment of Jota and love the Kyogo goals. And, I think Carter Vickers has been the best and signing. I just think we showed a bit of ambition in the summer. We were saying this time last year, are we going to take Carter Vickers, try to get Carter Vickers from Spurs, or is it a case that we're going to go and try and get Jota? And the club backed Ange, and we got the 2 of them on a permanent deals. And this is deals where we can make money off these boys in a couple of years' time, but that's what Celtic have gone as a brand. It's a selling club. As much as we get attached to players do move on, but let's enjoy what we have at the moment. Let's enjoy us playing this phenomenal football, 9 points clear, bring more players in, fight for the cause, and keep building something, especially with the gaffer. I don't know how long the gaffer's going to be here. Could be a year or 2, could be 5 years. We just want to keep building something and backing what he's doing. So Kyogo, since the King, well, we've had some really good finishers since the King. Obviously not at Henrik Larsson standards. We had Dembele, we had Hooper. They were really good finishers. Griff was a good finisher, but obviously he didn't have that. It just didn't work out for Lee Griffiths and his legacy at Celtic, unfortunately. Now that was a guy that had over 120 goals for Celtic, Griff was. But some fans will always hold against Griff and look at the end of the day, your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth, and it's unfortunate, it's sad the way his career ended, and I obviously wanted him to go back to Hibs, and it just didn't work out that way for Griff. But he's an invincible. He's a quad treble winner. He helped. He scored in the final. He came off the bench, and people forget about moments like that. Over 120 odd goals for Celtic. He was never the European finisher, Griff, but domestic, he was class. He was class. But Kyogo perhaps be up there. He gives you the Henrik Larsson vibes. He does just a football. Like last season, you go back to his first hat trick against Dundee FC. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable stuff. So keep the comments in. Duracell, my aid never stops. Andrew's been really good by finding these players. That's it. He's tapping into these markets. Obviously, be bringing in, all from the K League, and his time will come. He will score. I know we're all dying to see him get off the score sheet, and he will get there. He will definitely will get there. All will. It's just a bit of time, just a bit of adjusting. To different standard of football, adjusting to these players. We're going to win it all. Hopefully, Stephen. Hopefully, hopefully. As I said, we got to take everything. Got to take every match as a cup final. League, League Cup, Scottish Cup. It's all a cup final. It's a cup final when you go out there, go across them white lines. You're playing St Mirren, or you're playing whoever the opposition is. You don't take them for granted, because bite you up the arse, and consistency it's been remarkable this season. Like, we never stop. Even last season, just the second half of the season, we really kicked gears. Like, after that win against Rangers, February last year, I think we just went up levels big time. You know, yeah, we had the odd defeat. We had the odd defeat in the Scottish Cup last season, but we've been really good this season, and you know, 4-0 Roscoe start of the season. Took a draw is an Ibrox, and we weren't even near our best. Celtic were quite poor, and that if that's Rangers' best, Celtic are miles ahead of them, regardless of domestic football. Miles ahead of them. Yeah, you might turn around and say, "Oh, we're building something," but look at we were building something last season. We still took the league back off us. So yeah, that's it. Um, those qualifiers broke Sefco this season as they incurred major injuries. Let's dump them back into the qualifiers. Exactly. And you know what the most important thing is as well? It's not even about them going back into the qualifiers. It's about us actually enjoying that pre-season next season. It's about us not worrying about qualifiers and going out there and getting these tours done. If it's a tour to America in the summer, would be great. We haven't done one of them in a good while. It'd be good to engage with, the Canadian fans, the American fans, like the boys went down under for the two friendlies. If we can get across to that side of the ocean, even better. But let's see what happens. But for the time being, St. Mary's is the game we should be focusing on. I want to get your opinion on Aaron Moy, because I know a lot of people doubted the signing of Aaron Moy when he came in. And to be honest with you, I was on the fence. I was on the fence. I obviously knew of Aaron Moy being obviously playing for Huddersfield and Brighton in the past. You know, and there's always one troll in there. It's great when you press the block button. It's even better. But he's come in. He's taking his strides. He obviously was a bit slow at the start, and he's after getting into it. And the midfield is quite comfortable. Him and Atate. Even Atate, I think this season has been remarkable. He's really stepped up to the game. Rio Tate deserves the credit. And I don't know what's going to happen with Abad. He's been very hot and cold. Yet he still has double figures. But what's going on with Liel Abada? Is it a case there's certain games still suit him? That's it. No qualifiers for us. That's what I'm saying. We won't have qualifiers if we win the league. And we're in that position at the moment to just keep winning every game and keep maintaining that gap. of 9 points. Hopefully, we'll have the league won by the end of March before we play them if they drop any more points. But we need to focus on us and getting it right, keeping them clean sheets. You know, I know St. Johnson scored against us the weekend, and look, it was a nice goal against us yesterday, unfortunately, but it was a nice finish again against us. But before that, we didn't concede for 4 games, so quite commanding. Starfelt gets a lot of abuse, and I thought he's been playing well in recent times, even when Carter Vickers was out injured. Him and Kowabashi in there, even against St. Mirren. He does deserve a bit of credit where it's due. I know a lot of people are still on the fence, and I know he slipped the other night against Livy, and obviously they hit the post and stuff like that, but it was still a clean sheet. It was a what if maybe moment, and they didn't score against us, and that's the most important thing. Like Carl Starfelt has got better as a player with Carter Vickers beside him. Like, if we keep everyone, and then Ange could spend 12 or 12 million on 2 players, one striker at Kyogo level. That's the thing. Are you going to tap into the J League again? Or are you going to tap into the K League? Because I still feel that we will probably go for Chogui Sung in the summer. I still believe that we probably will go in for him. And if O settles, I know a lot of fans wanted Chogui Sung, look like a really good player, but and I've watched podcasts of some Celtic fans that are living in Seoul, and they've said that always O would be the better pick than Chogui Sung. Time will tell, Time will tell. That's it. Well, hopefully O can get his first goal the weekend. He may even start the game against St. Mirren. You never know. He might start it. You might actually have Coyle on the bench and give O a start against them. St. Mirren are a decent side. They're doing well this season. I think Ange will obviously have one foot already in the door, thinking about the summer, thinking about who he's going to bring in, who's going out. There still is a good few players to come back, Anthony, from loan. We got Sorrow has to come back. Yeah, he has to come back. Bark has to come back. Mikey Johnston, Adam Montgomery. There's players there that still have to come back from on loan, and I wonder if they're going to even have a place at the club. Obviously, yeah, he won't. Barkas won't. Kind of Hazard. I don't know what happened with him. I don't know if the Ross County deal went through. Last time I checked, the Asian guys will all go to the Asian Cup. I think will also promote some Scots in terms of quotes. I think the Scottish League, if you're looking at as a collective, like the players that the J League players that Hearts signed a J League player, as far as I know, Motherwell have signed a J League player. So you're seeing these Japanese boys making the move to Scotland, and they haven't made the move to our club, and I don't blame them, to be honest with you. But we've set the bar regards to J League imports, and they've been class. They've been absolutely class. As I said, Ideguchi hasn't worked out, and hope he can go back to his native land and get the first team football he needs. And just unfortunate. Just unfortunate it hasn't worked out. Barcast Sorrow, yeah, he has still on the spreadsheet and still needs to clear. But the question I'd like to ask you is, would you take Mikey back and give Mikey Johnson a chance now? Or would you have Rocco Vate instead of Mikey Johnson? That's the question. I don't know if I'm putting pressure on Rocco Vate to deliver to the standards he could go to. But I think what we've seen of him so far, even for the B team, he's played well. I know, obviously, the Lowland League is a completely different standard of football, but Mikey's oppressed over there in Portugal, and Sorrow's oppressed as well. And I don't think, to be honest with you, out straight, which is like Sorrow doesn't suit handball. Sorrow gives away too much fouls, and look, he's not height wise, he's not the greatest as well. With in the aerial threat as well. If you're a defensive midfielder, you got to be winning all them kickouts and stuff like that. I just think there's better, more comfortable players in there. I'd like to see what this Awata guy produces. He was the J League valuable player of the year. Mickey, no, Mikey, no. But see what happens with Mike. See what happens with Mikey Johnson. He might stay over there. You know, that club might want to sign him on a permanent. You never know. We shall see. Shall see. But keep the questions in, folks. You haven't really asked me questions about general Celtic stuff. There's 10 years watching tonight. I didn't put it up that I was going to be coming on anyway. Just going to pop on as a surprise. I'll be like the background as well. The missus got it for the missus got the blanket for me for Grimbo. I said, you know what, I'm gonna put it up. Looks better. F the mirror. So yeah. We'll win the 3 games this month. We'll win the Scottish Cup tie. We'll win the League Cup tie against Rangers, hopefully, and the home tie against Aberdeen. At the moment, while the fixtures the way it's laid out, you know, we have an advantage in the league. The 9 points, all these home games coming up as well, which is pretty good. But you don't change the formation. You just keep the way it's going. You know, I know people were asking last season to change it around, maybe play 2 strikers, and just play 2 strikers in the past in his managerial career. If you're winning something and you're ahead by 9 points, you don't change it. You don't change at the moment. Let's see. What do you think about Celtic using the Ivanovic money to build a proper fan zone, maybe a hotel? Well, obviously talks of a hotel in the past, and then there was plans drew up and stuff like that. Even there was plans to do up the training ground, put more training facility. And I think a fan zone would be a great thing. I think it'd be a good shout, to be honest with you. It means that, like, you know, as a family club, it would be good to just have that, you know, that experience outside, maybe a bit of live music outside and stuff like that. I don't. The only thing that turns you off a fan zone is it's the weather in Scotland. I know you might laugh and say, but it's the weather as well. The club are probably looking at in that perspective. It's about making sure that it's the security's done right. It's not attracting the wrong people as well. You know, a fan zone won't be a bad show. It won't be a bad show. Maybe something like that in the future. You know, deep down inside, I love to see us do the stadium up. To be honest, you know, I know it sounds crazy, but getting hot water in Celtic Park, maybe the coverage needs to be fixed as well for certain parts of the stadium. You know, maybe Wi-Fi as well, stuff like that. You know, hopefully we can actually expand the stadium maybe in the next 10 to 12 years as well. Maybe pushing up to 72,000. It just depends where the club is going as well. You know, like you never know. Celtic might go to that Premier League brand. And as much as I love to see them in the Premier League, I wouldn't like to see them in the Premier League. You see what's going on at the moment with Manchester City and their financial fair play breaches. There's meant to be 100 different instances against them from 2009 up to 2018. You know, I wouldn't like to see Celtic going now on that foreign investment and, you know, not obeying the rules. And we're not like that. We're not like clubs out there that don't pay the tax man. So we'll see what happens. It's a good shout. Like a fan zone won't be a bad shout, to be honest with you. Like I've obviously we brought in this bar, Celtic Park, before the weekend games where you can go and have a drink and stuff. To be honest with you, I've always thought a 20 team tier league would be fantastic. I think, you know, putting as a 20 team instead of a 12 one, you know. Splitting the league is an awful idea. A bigger league is a good idea, but a three split is just no. I'd go for the 20 teams, to be honest with you. I think it's be better off. I think we will be better off. I know some people like playing obviously the top 6 4 times a season, obviously after the split, but just I don't know. I really don't know. I know there's not enough good stadiums in the championship to be put into the as a 20 team tier. I don't know about the 3 tiers, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Because obviously it helps Scottish football as well in that aspect. Look at Queens Park. Queens Park are flying at the moment. This is a team that were literally scraped with the teeth. Got the won the League One promotion relegation playoff, and they're in the championship, and now they're top of the championship. Spending some money, getting someone organised shows appreciation. That's the thing with the club. Are they gonna put the money with these with this money? Where is it gonna go? Is it half it gonna go into a player? Is half it gonna go into something else? You really don't know. And that's why I think Celtic as a club, when it comes to the AGMs, you need to engage and say, this is the forecast, this is what the revenue brought in, which you do already. Put it out there and say, this is what we're going to spend the money on. We're going to spend the money on building a hotel, building a fan zone, putting more money into the stadium, inside the stadium. Because outside the stadium, look, let's be honest, outside the stadium's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But it's what's inside. It's you as the fan sitting there taking in this disco lights, or taking in a Saturday afternoon and looking something different, upgrading it each time, It's the best stadium in Scotland, probably the best stadium in the UK, Wembley be up there, the Emirates be up there, Tottenham Stadium be up there, Anfield's getting an upgrade. Celtic should put the money in and get an upgrade, get something done with the stadium. It won't be in my lifetime or your lifetime you'll ever have a roof on the stadium and having a full round. You never know in football. There's been stranger things done. Yeah. Well, yeah, keep the comments going. I just want to talk about Callum McGregor. Obviously, he's over 400 appearances for the club. What an ambassador, what a player, There's only 12 other players that have hit over 500 appearances for Celtic, and hopefully Callum can do that. I could see Callum playing for another 3 or 4 years of Celtic, at least 3 or 4 years. Celtic to avoid paying 4 times. Even if you do play these teams 4 times, certain venues we love going to, but I think it's good for the smaller teams, to push to make the league a bit bigger than the 12 teams. I think personally a 20 team league would be ideal. Home and away twice, and that's it. Some people might disagree. Some people might be thinking straight out, about the Glasgow Derby. It means that we're losing the 2 fixtures against them. Don't care. Don't care whatsoever. At the moment, the fixture could be better because obviously the allocation is not suiting both sets of fans, and it's down to them having a Brittany taking the full stand off us. And at the moment, what happened at the last IROC fixture with certain hooligans from their side throwing glass bottles at our fans, I don't feel safe letting our fans go to that stadium. 800 of them going there, and getting abused, which normal would, but getting bottles getting thrown at them, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good image for one of the biggest derbies in the world. So the other Celtic and Rangers sit down as both clubs and say, look, let's just get this allocation sorted. You give us 8,000, we'll give you 7,000. It's never going to happen because so for the last 2-3 years, maybe 3 or 4 years since their allocation's been cut at Celtic Park and allocation was cut, forced at Ibrox, season ticket holders of each team are not going to be happy. Their seats are taken off because the opposition is going there. I can understand that, but in the past, that was what you were getting, I like the bigger league. I think it's an idea. I will do a video on it. Obviously you can see these lower teams like the likes of Dundee FC, Greenock, Queens Park, Inverness, teams like that. I can't even think of what's the other team, Arbroath as well. So yeah, Falkirk. I don't know Falkirk. Falkirk in the top of the championship. I can't even think right. So see what you think. Keep the comments going. Keep the comments going. I want to know who's the starting lineup will be against St. Mirren as well the weekend. Do you bring Bain in because Seacrest is still not fit? Or do you keep Joe Hart in the nets? Obviously, Alistair Johnson plays right back because Raldo's still not fully fit yet. Do you bring Berta Bay in left back, or do you keep Taylor left back? I think Taylor's been brilliant since he came back in. You change around. You drop rest Carter Vickers for the Aberdeen game and bring Kowabashi in with Starfelt, or do you keep the two the way it is? You, you start Aaron Moy with Rio Tate. You start the Bull, David Turnbull. You start him in the Scottish Cup because I think David Turnbull needs a bit of game time. I've said this on this channel many a times. I think David Turnbull can be a future Celtic captain, but he needs the game. He just needs something there. I know it's a big comparison, and I get frustrated watching Turnbull at times, but I think a loan move for David Turnbull for freaking 14 football would help David Turnbull as a footballer. Would help him as a footballer. Obviously that loan that window's done now. So Ange, he was a regular starter for Ange when Ange came in. Scored a couple of hat tricks in there as well for Ange. Turnbull, I'm a fan of him. I am a fan of him. I don't know what he's missing at the moment. I don't know if he's just not a vocal player. That makes me really get onto him, like say, well, this guy's this and this guy's that. He should be starting. Or is it just a case that Atate is a better player, Aaron Moy is a better player? It really is a confusing one because Turnbull, before he got that injury against Hibs in the cup final last season, playing classic football, and his stats were pretty good as well. His stats are not bad as well coming off the bench for Celtic at the moment. So I'd like to know what you think about Davy Turnbull. Does he need a loan move next season with a little trigger in his contract if we're struggling with injuries, he can come back, we can recall him anytime? I really want to know in the comments as a case that he just needs to keep fighting harder and harder and he will get his chance. Tell me in the comments anyway. I'm gonna end the stream in about 5 minutes as well. So I do appreciate everyone that's had to jump on tonight. And if this is your first time watching it after the live stream, if you could subscribe as well, would be really appreciated. So what's going on with these comments? Taking forever. Gives me the fear when no one's sending comments. Or just slow. StreamYard can be slow at times. So yep. Let's see will a comment come through in the next 30 seconds. If not, I'm gonna actually just end the stream. We've done a half an hour of absolute jib jab. So I appreciate everyone that has tuned in, popped in to have a look for a wee second or said a comment as well. That was great. Thanks. I would play Hart, Johnson, CCV, basically our strongest team. Kyogo, Jota for pace, yeah. Strong squad. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, me personally, I would go for Carter Vickers and Starfelt. I wouldn't change something that's not broken. At the end of the day, it's not like we're going to have a week between Aberdeen and St. Mirren. So I go for your strongest team. Maeda, obviously, against St. Mirren recently was really good. Jota as well. Kyogo, definitely. I go for the strongest team. Rio Tate, David Turnbull, and Callum McGregor. Look at Moy's been on fire. Love Aaron Moy. Give him the rest. Let him come off the bench. He can change the game. He can change the game for us. I think David Turnbull deserves a nod. Put him in against St. Mirren. That's the only change I do for the weekend. I bring David Turnbull in and take Moy out. And I'm not saying Moy has done anything bad. Definitely not. Moy's been class. That's why I've done a video on him. Just change it around. you know, and you can bring Moy on, you can bring O'Reilly on, but O'Reilly won't be a star for me, to be honest with you. He's frustrating me at the moment watching him play, and I know he's trying his best to get the goal, but it's just aggravating because look what he this time last year when we brought him in, he's just looked so, you know, fresh, buzzing, loving everything. Now he's just like, oh, it's just Celtic, I'll play what I can, I can do what I can, That's what you get, that the vibe you get off him, and you don't know if you think the same, but I just hope he starts getting his scoring sheets on. Look, he's providing his assists. Can't question that. But it's just he's not at the level he once was, and he will get back. He will get. He's only young. Matt Riley's quite young, in his early 20s. Well, look, I'm going to jump off, folks. A pleasure speaking to you all. I'm going to try get back on Wednesday night to have a chat with you all and see what the situation is, and a couple of topics I'll put up on the community channel as well on the YouTube. I want you to write what you want me to discuss on my channel this month, and I'll do a video or two on it. So thank you very much for tuning in, folks. Do appreciate the support, and I'll take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Hell.